My name is Elizabeth with no E on the front.
All right.
My mother did that to me. Daughter of the King. I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, I'm all the things, I'm a wife. So I'm a chicken lady. I have 36 emotional support chickens.
What do you do for work?
I'm actually an online instructor for the Helm School of Government at Liberty University Online. I've been doing it since 2014.
What got you into raising chickens?
I was diagnosed with breast cancer 5 years ago, and when I was facing doing chemotherapy, I did not want to do it. I did not want to do it, and so I had this notebook, and I would, every time I would go to a doctor's appointment, even though my husband was there, I would have to write everything down, all my questions, everything they said, because when you're there, everything flies out of your head, and you can't remember anything. And so I really disliked going to chemotherapy. I haven't met anyone who likes it. So I had this notebook of all my doctor's appointments, and I decided in the middle of this notebook to take 2 pages and write down if I ever got chickens, what kind of chickens would I get, what would I name them, what would they, how would I take care of them. And so I took a lot of mental energy and just focused on that, just to have something to look forward to. And that's how I got into chickens.
Awesome.
The chickens, I tell people that I'm going to write a book someday, and it's going to be, Casey knows, what my chickens have taught me about God, because there are so many epiphanies out there, and it's like I keep having these aha moments sometimes, and I'm like, oh, like when you become a parent, you get some insight on who God is as God the Father, but like taking care of animals, you see him in a whole different way, and so they've taught me that. A female bird, also before she has her chickens, she broods. Like every once in a while I'll go in, it's usually in the spring or the summertime, and there's a chicken and she won't get off her nest, and she'll stay there all day. And so she's, and not only that, she'll pluck the feathers off of her breast and then put that skin right on those eggs, and she'll just heat them up and take care of them and brood over them. And in Genesis it says that God brooded over creation. Isn't that neat? So he literally had one thing on his mind, and that was creating us. He created the world for us to live in. He created the animals for us to take care of, and he created every need we had. And he spoke all that into existence. But when he came to us, he formed us from the dirt, and then he breathed into us. And I like to think of God brooding over us, brooding like he can't wait to make his family.
What were some of the biggest challenges you've ever faced throughout your life?
Okay, well, my husband and I got married, and then we proceeded to have just a slew of miscarriages. Our son Ryan is my 8th pregnancy, and then our daughter Alexandra is our 12th. So we've had a total of 10, and that was hard. I was seeing a specialist, and supposedly it was for all these different random reasons. So that was one challenge, but I feel like that prepared me for another big major one, and that was when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was in August of 2017. I laid down because it was a hot day, and as soon as I laid down, I felt a sharp pain right here, and when I had turned on my side, and I was like, what was that? And then I turned the other way, and it happened a second time. This time I reached my hand in, and I pulled out a spider that was in my bra. So I went to the doctor because I had a little red line rising, and I'm like, am I going to be okay? And the doctor said it's just an infection from an insect bite. But it made my breast really sore, and about 3 weeks later, I was sitting on the couch and I was telling my husband, this still hurts. And then I just came down to here and I felt a lump, and I said, I feel a lump. And he goes, get it checked out. And I'm like, okay. I really thought that there was nothing to worry about. I felt, to put it into words, I felt like I was being constantly chased by a lion of fear. I understand now when God says you have to hide my word in your heart, because you have to have it come out of you when you need it. I would say I'm 5 years cancer free.
Is there anything you would like to share with young adults struggling to see how God works through the bad things that happen in their lives?
That fear is a liar. I'll tell you that 2 Timothy 1:7 says God has not given you that spirit of fear. But he goes on to tell you that he's given you love, power, and a sound mind. God has plans for your life. Every single promise that's in that Bible that's 2,000 to 5,000 years old, however old those promises are, they're for you. They're for you. And they're timeless and they're for you. Hide them in your heart. Know what God's word says about you. And spend time with Him.
Is there anything you would want to share with women struggling with breast cancer or pregnancy complications?
That was a deep hurt when you want to have a child and you just keep losing. And that's really hard. If God has put that desire in your heart, then I feel like He's going to put a baby in your arms. I don't know how, but I just believe that. He doesn't torture us with desires and say, sorry, I'm giving you this desire, but it's not for you. Because that's not how God works.
Yeah.
I tell
He
people,
made the same thing.
I tell people, if you could see the way God looks at you, you would never have a bad day. I mean, your picture's on His refrigerator. I mean, your name is tattooed on His hand, and when He was laying the frames of the earth, He knew about you. And God will never leave you nor forsake you.